Hello, hello. There is a two-wheeler vehicle TG08H6511. Can you please? I repeat, there is a zero.
Bobby, Bobby, Bobby. The lamp is ready.
We also request Kiran to join us on the stage. Present in the after the introduction, I'll call him on the stage. Once he is on the stage, we'll also present the bouquet to him. So I'll be calling you back. Once you present the bouquet, I'll request you to go back and take your seat.
Me for the bouquet? No, I don't pay. No.
Okay.
Get one of
We'll take the ushers, no?
ushers, yeah.
We'll take the ushers to give the bouquet. But you give the bouquet, and it doesn't look the usher is giving the
The
bouquet.
side is not good, but so many people here, all our team is here, everyone is here. You do it.
I'm not doing it.
Why?
I
I cannot do that as the back and forth, is it?
Can we quickly have 2 minutes of break on music, please? 2 minutes break.
check.
Introduction.
Can we change this music? Email.
Some
Introduction. Check. A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. May I request you all to kindly take your seats as we are about to go on live on YouTube in next 1 minute. May I request everyone to kindly grab your seats, get ready for the day to begin. Thank you. very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to our distinguished guest. I would request you all to kindly take your seats. We are about to start the show in next 10 minutes. We are really sorry for the delay, but we are still awaiting the presence of our media and few more guests. We appreciate your presence. We request you to kindly grab your seats and we will begin in next 10 minutes. Thank you. A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Chanchu Sharma, ready to host this day, a very prestigious moment that we all been waiting for. Starting with it off, on behalf of the entire Indrajal team, I extend a warm welcome to each one of you present over here. Today marks a proud and defining moment not just for us here, but for India's defense innovation story. In 2021, we unveiled the world's first autonomous wide-area anti-drone defense solution having the capability of covering up to 4,000 kilometers. Today marks yet another milestone in our journey. We are gathered to unveil the breakthrough that transformed the future of drone security and aerial defense. Indrajal Ranger, India's first anti-drone patrol vehicle. A path-breaking fusion of AI, robotics, mobility, and counter-UAS technology, designed, developed, and engineered in India. A very proud moment for all of us. To safeguard skies, borders, and vital nations' assets with the next generation autonomy. This morning, we celebrate the vision, ingenuity, and relentless pursuit of innovation. We are honored by the presence of the distinguished leaders, partners, champions of national security and media fraternity who continues to inspire and push the boundaries of what's possible. Thank you everybody for joining us for this historic moment. And as we talk about it, we are Indians and definitely anything that we do, we would like to start it off with the ceremonial lighting of lamp. For this, may I request our distinguished guest of honor, Lieutenant General Devendra Pratap Pandey sir, along with our CEO, Mr. Kiran Raju, to kindly join us on the stage and officially begin this day with the official lighting of lamp. Please put your hands together as we welcome him on stage. We request our other esteemed guests to kindly join us on the floor. Can we once have a photo op? Thank you so much to all the dignitaries on the stage. May I request now you to kindly grab your seats. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, proceeding ahead, let me take a privilege and a quick moment to introduce our next esteemed guest of honor onto the stage. An army officer of exceptional reputation, Lieutenant General Devendra Pratap Pandey served the nation with distinction for over 4 decades and retiring in 2024. He has been honored by the President of India with the Param Visist Seva Medal, Uttam Yuddha Seva Medal and Ati Visist Seva Medal, along with several other prestigious military decorations including Visist Seva Medal. Commissioned into the 9th Sikh Light Infantry in 1985, he has dedicated his career to India's most challenging front lines. 7 combat tours in Kashmir, commanded his battalion on the Siachen Glacier and opposite to the Chinese in eastern Ladakh. He served in the northeast and the desert sector. He has played a key role in Operation Vijay Kargil, Operation Rakshak, and Operation Parakram, among the others. He is an expert in mountains, jungles, desert, and riverine warfare. He is widely respected for his operational brilliance. Internationally, he served the United Nations in Cambodia, led the Army's Foreign Division, and later became the first Director General of the Territorial Army. As co-commander of the Chinar Corps, he played a defining role in bringing stability to the Kashmir Valley. He retired as the commandant of the Army War College, shaping the strategic minds of over 6,000 officers. In his academic pursuit, Lieutenant General Pandey has a master's degree on national security strategy from the National Defense University in Washington, D.C., USA. His second master's degree on defense strategy is from the to inspire the nation, a highly present across media and out to be also be filmed very soon. General Devendra Pratap, join us on the stage and welcome Lieutenant General Pandey with a bouquet. We're really honored to have your presence here, sir. A very warm welcome. Thank you so much for your presence. May I have once again a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, sir. We would now request you to address the gathering. We are honored to have you once again over here.
Babu. Hello. Oh, mic wala ko.
Yeah, can you hear me? It's okay? Firstly, at the very outset, it's great to be here. And I need to thank Kiran and Jay for having found me from somewhere in the recesses of social media to be brought here for this very important, I guess, for me, very important because it talks of Atmanirbhar Bharat, it talks of self-reliance, it talks of something which I have been talking of and discussing on various platforms, and I think the way they have structured this platform speaks volumes about the path on which we are now moving, on which we will be self-reliant in many ways, more importantly towards the defense and our security needs, and never be held hostage to the world's shenanigans which happen in terms of international relations and geopolitics, which control the levers more important for the team which has led the innovation and making of this platform come onto the stage and talk about it. And I'll not delve into the technical part, but I need to say a couple of issues. Today is 26/11, right? I'm sure they had not planned it to happen, this unveiling on such an eventful day, which marked a paradigm shift in which what is very important to understand today is no more the attack is going to come on the feet in form of gun-wielding terrorists who will walk into a infrastructure or a very prominent place to be attacked. It is possibly now going to come about in a manner, if you have all heard of Operation Spiderweb, which is launched by Ukraine and Russia, in which thousands of kilometers inside the Russian territory, do-it-yourself drones, very simple drones, were utilized to strike deep into the strategic assets of Russian bases, in which they wiped out nearly about 35% of strategic assets which were supposed to be nuclear for the launch of nuclear systems. That is the capacity that people can now move in. The wars of today and very fast of tomorrow are not going to be fought onto the borders. They'll be fought deep into the hinterland, where the national resilience of a country is going to be tested, and they will like to win a war without actually fighting by striking very key infrastructure projects. Something like what is happening in Ukraine and Russia. You see the pipelines getting hit, you see the refineries getting struck, you will find very critical industries which are related to defense manufacturing getting hit. You'll have data centers being brought down, you'll have systems like the ATCs or airports which is going to be hit, when the travel is going to be difficult, and therefore the minds of civilians the population, while the forces are fighting on the border, the minds of the people in the hinterland are going to be shaped to get defeated much more earlier without actually applying enough amount of war resources for against the country. And therefore, I think this platform which is being launched by Indrajal, called the Indrajal Ranger, is a very important step in that direction, because war is not going to be fought only on the borders, it's going to be fought in the hinterland as well. This system, which I have gone through the reports and I have also been briefed by Kiran ji and his entire team, is a great step towards protecting our hinterland from aerial threats which come about. And I think the solution which has been provided is awesome, right? And I think people are going to take note of it. But more importantly, what is important here, what is of note here is Indrajal. And if you understand what I'm saying about Indrajal, is not about comics when I was a young child, but it is about the Jal of Indra who controls the skies. And that is where this asset, which is going to be mobile, dynamic, resilient, which will move from one place to another place with ease across countries, especially along the borders, wherein it's going to control the skies the way Indra controls through his Jal, and the Jal moves from one place to another. And this 10 kilometers coverage which is provided by this system will allow them to use, to detect, to cyber hack, spoof, and if required, intercept. And doing all this autonomously. It's very essential to understand that our borders can be physically defended by walls, by fences, by human presence, but the skies which are going to be at the air littoral levels, which are going to be at the lower ledge, are difficult to be managed and controlled by human eyes and human weapon systems. And therefore, this platform is going to be a paradigm shift in managing the borders as such. And the third very important essential facet which we must note, that security of a nation is not only on the borders, but it's breached through deliveries of stuff like drugs, weapons, explosives, which are thereafter utilized to corrupt the youth, the population, and also using the system to carry out strikes into the hinterland. And I think when you deploy these assets along the borders, which are very difficult to be manned or protective, this will give a platform to be protecting our borders from the smuggling racket which goes on. And therefore, my compliments to Kiran and his team to have looked at this system to be deployed out. And the last, before I wind up and sign off from here and give the space to the team, is this is very, very important that I am told virtually everything is produced indigenously. And that resonates with my heart as an old man who always wanted to dial up our own friends, our own kith and kin, our own Indian industrialists, innovators, scientists, to make stuff which we can tell them that this is our demand to fight the country's fight. Can you do it for us? And I think there's a big leap forward. My congratulations to you and to everybody, and I'll request you to join hands to this team. Thank you so much, Indrajal. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for inspiring us with your words and the amazing stories shared. Thank you, everybody. And now, moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, I know you're waiting for the man himself to join us on the stage and ready to understand what's hiding over here. Yes, may I now request our CEO and co-founder, Mr. Kiran Raju, to kindly join us on the stage and deliver the keynote speech. Can we have a huge round of applause, everybody?
Check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, perfect. So thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Right, I think what you said absolutely makes sense, and I will cover that in a bit of my presentation. And thank you, team, and the Indrajal team. Thank you so much for making this happen. You know, on co-founders, investors, everyone. Right, it's a joint effort. So let me So I made a few slides. I'm going to take you through that. You can can we I already have one. Can we have the presentation on the screen, please? Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Kiran, you might want to take this also because what's happening is that's pretty soon going to sound
Okay. Got it.
Then let this be on. You use this one, use this as well.
Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me now? Can you? Hello? 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 Yeah? So it was not by chance that we picked this date, sir. Under popular demand, 26/11 marks a day, I think, where as India we came to a collective consciousness saying that it's better to be prepared than react to an event. And it's in tribute to those innocent lives that were lost, as well as the brave hearts that were able to protect us at that time. So that's why we chose this date. It's crucial. So let me tell you a couple of stories before I get into this of what Indrajal Ranger does. So there's recently an attack. Delhi busted a ISI linked weapon smuggling ecosystem, right? This was less than a week back. And they found all these weapon storages in Delhi. But when they routed back where these weapons came from, they were actually flying drones across the Punjab border, right? And bringing them into UP and from them there to Delhi. So just thinking that a 5-kilometer drone or a drone that is only a 5 kilometers is no threat to India in its major urban cities is a false identity, right? Today, most of even the bombs or guns that are coming into the country might be coming across the border to begin with. It's not only a border state problem. It's actually coming into our cities, and this recent bust by the Delhi police proves that, because there was an entire supply chain that was running, where across the border they would come on drones, and then it would be transported using vehicles into the country, right? And this transport weapons are what is used to illegally sell, which leads to a lot of crime in most of the urban cities, right? The second story I would like to cover is the drone enabled number out there. The 3 lakh crores is the industry of drug trafficking that's coming into India. 3 lakh crores. And most of this money that comes in, that India spends in rupees, actually goes back and funds the Pakistani terror groups, right? So it's a cycle. So drugs come into the country, we pay them, and that paid amount goes to the terror groups, which is why typically the political party in Pakistan doesn't have that much control, because they have alternate source of funding as terror groups that are in the border. And this affects not just us as citizens, but it also affects the border states in a massive way. So there is an area, there's another posters here which I saw, a village of widows, right? So there are villages that have been affected to a point where they are filled with widows because they're that much killing because of this entire drug ecosystem. So this is a massive problem, right? And today, if you look at most of the like sir was also mentioning, most of it has shifted from foot soldiers to drones, right? So all the inflow that is coming in at a peace time. So I think war time is one issue, but at a peace time where there is no current wars running, right, there is still substantial amount of contraband and weapons coming into the country, which is a fundamental problem that is going to affect us over time, right? So the fact that that this is a national security problem that is costing lives, right, and it is happening every day. So there is actually a count of amount of life lost to this drug and weapon trafficking, and this is what we set out to solve, right? So how do we defend against a moving target around 15,000 kilometers of border? So the Indian border is about 15,000 kilometers. Punjab is about 3,500 kilometers, right? So just Punjab, just Rajasthan is another 3,000 kilometers. So how do you protect such a large area? And one way is to build the system, build a wall across the entire area, which is going to take some time. It is not going to happen overnight, right? So where are we today in actually protecting this whole area? And drug trafficking is also a very smart business trade. So the other side looks at it like a business. So you protect one area, they'll move to the next area 10 kilometers down the road. And you protect that area, they'll move to the next 20 kilometers down the road. So there's not like once you deploy a system that this system ensures the protection of the entire border, right? Because the border itself is so huge, right? So how do we solve this problem, right? And then we looked at the existing systems that are there in anti-drone, right? There were three main categories of systems. One is fixed and permanent systems. One of the assumptions that fixed and permanent systems do is that they assume external infrastructure. They are not movable. The infrastructure like electricity and communication is assumed, right? Vehicle mounted systems, the second variant, it has to be parked to be set up, and the system has to be switched off for the vehicle to move, right? It is a system that is built on a vehicle, but it's not really a mobile system, right? The third is man portable, which is built on tripods. Again, there's an infrastructure problem and has to be turned off before you move it. So when we looked at this and we said, okay, none of these makes sense for covering a 15,000 kilometer border continuously, right? That's when we said, okay, we will actually invent a new variant called the patrol vehicle, right? Which basically fundamentally changes the way these anti-drone systems work, right? The fundamental change is that it has no infrastructure dependency. That means power, communication, and every other aspect of the infrastructure required for the system to work is already built in. It detects, tracks, and mitigates while it is moving. One of the fundamental things is that once I detect there's a drone coming, I have to keep moving. I cannot switch off my systems and go to the next place and turn it on again to catch it, right? So the system has to work while the vehicle is moving, right? So this was a fundamental change, and it should be able to roam around in off-roads and urban areas. So we can't imagine one of these military-grade vehicle-mounted systems to run on our streets in Jubilee Hills or wherever we live, right? So fundamentally, these existing systems are not built to do this, right? And that is why we said we will build a new variant called the petrol vehicle, and that's how Indrajal Ranger is the India's first anti-drone petrol vehicle, right? Thank you. It is built. Thank you. It is built to suit the very fundamental problem of being able to protect the border as well as urban cities, right? And it is not built for only defense drones. It is mainly built for non-defense drones that are carrying or muling these weapons and drugs across. So Indrajal Ranger, I mean, it was not built in a day. We actually had built a prototype, and in 6 days, we were able to catch 40 drones in one location. So in one location we are deployed in, we are able to catch 40 drones. So the amount of contraband we were able to capture is close to 70 crores of worth of contraband in 6 days in one location. So you can imagine the scale at which this is happening. So this, when the prototype, what we see today is a commercially ready model based on the prototype that we built 3 months back and based on designs that we initially designed maybe 6 to 8 months back, and that's how it got here. So how does it work, right? I'll take a few minutes on how does it work, right? So if you see the screen, fundamentally this vehicle can detect any drone in a 10-kilometer radius. So fundamentally the vehicle doesn't have to sit in your village. It can sit 5 kilometers outside a village of threat and actually monitor the village from that distance, and it can actually understand what are drones coming in, what are drones going out from a 10-kilometer distance, right? So that's a fundamental leap of technology, because and I think one of the ongoing jokes is that if it is so flamboyant, how is it going to be in a village? We are like, it's not meant to be in a village. It's meant to be outside the village, monitoring the village, right? So I think some of the feedback we got is that from the forces is that I cannot take this. I need it in a Bolero. We're like, it's not meant to be on the site where this is happening. It's meant to be 10 kilometers away or 5 kilometers away, and it can still detect, right? So once it detects, it has a 4-kilometer mitigation range. That means once I detect something 10 kilometers out, I will have to move the vehicle quickly into a location where I bring the drone into a mitigation range. So once I move the vehicle, the systems are still working and running, so that I am detecting the drone throughout the process. In most systems, I'll have to switch off, reposition, restructure the power, restructure this. So all of that is not required. You move quickly, you reach an interception point using the vehicle and bring the rogue drone into the 4-kilometer range, right? Now, once it is within the 4-kilometer range, there are 3 ways the system can stop any drone. The first, it has a 4-kilometer cyber takeover system. It will catch the drone and it will land it right beside the vehicle. So here is a very simple video of how that system works. Electronic warfare or jamming and spoofing to crash the drone. So if you can't catch it, then we rather crash it, right? So within 3 kilometers, the system actually switches that I'm not able to cyber take over it and let me crash it, right? So then it will use something called as navigational jamming and spoofing to crash the drone. And that is how we were able to catch most of these drones in our border exercise. Of the 40 that we were able to catch, 20 of them we were able to do cyber takeover, 20 of them we were able to crash them. So once we crash them, we know the location where it's crashed. Then we'll send a retrieval team to go get the drone out. Right? That's how the soft kill system works. And worst case, within a 2-kilometer range, if soft kill is also not working and the drone is still moving, we will use an interceptor. So it has the vehicle itself has a drone that can launch, and it can actually go follow this drone and either give me the location of where this drone is landing, or in worst cases crash into this drone to be able to stop it. So this is typically how within a 2-kilometer radius we will be able to intercept the path of the drone and stop it from reaching its destination one, or at least know the destination so that our ground forces know where this rogue drone is landing, so that they know where the infiltration spots are, right? So coming back to the high level, right? Why are we doing this, right? I fundamentally believe every drone we stop saves Indian lives. It comes from preventing guns, blocks drugs, it stops bombs, saves the youth, protects communities, restores villages, right? Fundamentally, this is what drives us to build these systems so that we can uplift India from these threats, right, that are there. So with the Indrajal Ranger, this particular product line, our primary mission was this, right, to protect our lands and save Indian lives, right? So and that's been the guiding North Star for the design, everything that has gone into this product, right? So based on that, I would like to share a small video, which is the making of Indrajal and everybody who has worked on it. So If you can roll the video, please. Sound.
I think Indrajal realized early on that there is going to be drone action in cities and pretty much everywhere other than just protecting the border or the nation. We needed a mobile system because you cannot have these systems spread all over the country or all over the border immediately.
We had to fit advanced sensors and mitigation systems into a moving platform without making it feel cluttered or heavy. At the same time, it needed to be rugged enough for defense use but still look like a product that's integrated for a purpose.
Since Ranger would be used in different environments and different personas, we thought that the physical and the digital interfaces should be a lot more intuitive.
In case of Indrajal, we have essentially redesigned the entire vehicle. I would say that this is a bespoke vehicle specifically designed for counter UAV measures.
The key frame of this design was the operator section or the control panel, which consists of 3 monitor setup, and that is the crucial part.
This stands out because I get to work with defense, I get to work with equipment that I have to make sure has to withstand different temperatures from minus 20 degrees to plus 50 degrees.
So our AI driven algorithms will give them the feasible weapons to engage with. So which is like 3-level security, where cyber takeover will bring your drone landed wherever you want. The spoofer will, like soft crash, it will crash. The hard kill is the interceptor, where the zombie drone go hit on the hostile drone.
Everything is handled by the system, the detection, identification, mitigation.
इस वाहन में हमारा ऑपरेटर एंटी ड्रोन सिस्टम को ऑपरेट करेगा। पहला है साइबर टेकओवर, जिसके तहत शत्रु ड्रोन की पहचान कर उसका पूरा नियंत्रण हमारा एंटी ड्रोन सिस्टम अपने कब्जे में ले लेता है।
You have to think of it like a police vehicle of the future, which is able to detect, track and mitigate drones, not just in the border areas but also in cities.
Thank you. So I'm going to finish and we are going to unveil the vehicle, and I will probably take you through around what is each of the equipment is there. But I'd like to remind once more why this date is crucially important. You know, we came together, right, as our nations. I think this event brought the collective consciousness, which is India today, because we realized rather be prepared than. So hence these kind of systems become necessities, right? So, I mean, this drives us, saying that the testament to protect every citizen, to protect every inch of our sovereign airspace, right? So these are things that we cannot depend on other countries. Maybe we can depend on them for many other things, but one of the things we cannot depend on them is protecting our land, right? So that's why this date is crucially important for us to launch, and thank you all for being here, right? For being part of it. So having said that, I think it's fair to say that, you know, let's unveil the vehicle, right?
We're all set.
No.
Let's do the countdown.
Wait.
Are you all excited? Ready for it? Ready to unveil the beast? right in front of our eyes. 3, 2. We would request everyone to kindly grab your seats because we have the media also taking the pictures. 3, 2, and 1. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Indrajal Ranger. Yes, we would also request.
Sir, please. Hi Shivam, how are you?
We request our guest of honor, Lieutenant General, to kindly join us on the stage. We would request all the media partners to kindly step
Sunil.
few steps back.
Come. Sai garu.
Oh, okay.
Come, Karthik. Yeah, come.
Can we have other guests of honors joining us on the stage for the quick picture op?
Come in. Some this side, some that side.
Thank you so much to all our guests. We would now request everybody to kindly take your seat. This isn't here. We are about to understand what it takes to go through this vehicle. We are ready. A huge congratulations to the whole team of Indrajal. We would request all our media partners to kindly grab your seats. Marika Sepatlone complete details చెప్పబోతున్నారు కాబట్టి మీడియా మిత్రులు కొంచెం సహకరించాల్సిందిగా రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాము.
Get in the driver's seat yourself. Huh? So, can I, the camera, come here.
Yes, can we have the follow camera joining
Follow
us
camera,
here?
please, and put it on the, yeah, put it on the, so, can you guys, the follow camera for the online. Yeah, so it's good. Yeah, come. So for everybody who is online, I think I would like to, and everyone here as well, right? So one of the things I want to show is the command center. Let's come here, so that, right? So this is the command center, which basically is the, yeah. Move back, one by one. Only one. Excuse me.
After 5 minutes, you guys take photos. 5 minutes.
So, one second. You can take.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. After that, you can take pictures, as many as you want, right? So I just want to explain, like this basically, this command center is where a person can sit and operate all of the systems, right? Follow me, right? Then, so if you can see, this is our interceptor drone, right? And this is what launches and intercepts anything that is come in the way, right? No, usually it is an autonomous system. That's why if you look at the command center, all we have is one button, which is which can stop the system. So fundamentally, we removed man in the loop, but put him on the loop, so that any time they can stop the system, but system will autonomously be able to launch and fly the drone and everything. There's one person driving, one person in front of the operator console. So it's a two-man operation, and the person sitting in front of the beside the operating console has the power to stop the system at any point of time if he thinks that it is doing something wrong, right?
You were saying that it will take cyber control.
Yeah.
Thereafter, spool.
Yeah.
Thereafter, have a
Yes.
system.
Yes.
All
autonomously.
That is a brilliant.
Yes. Thank you. It's autonomous. That's the fundamental. So training is not required. But at the same time, if you are doing something to a friendly, we can stop it immediately, and it doesn't affect anything around. So that's how the system has been built. So if you look up there, those are our cyber takeover and capability units. And this is our power unit, and various other units that make the system active. If you can come around. Okay, Jargo. Okay. So ideally, this is where most of the communication equipment is put. So if you look at a lot of the design elements, the communication equipment has continuous ventilation for cooling systems, and that is built into the vehicle. And the entire roof is built for putting on more and more sensors as and when required, because there will be further antennas and further upgrades to the vehicle, but it is built to be interoperable, right? And if you look at the red and blue, we always imagined this. Show the vehicle. The red and blue, we always imagined it to be a police vehicle, and I think this is how urban police in the future also are going to be able to police drones in a city. I think one of the things is that today there are entire city might be a red area where drones cannot fly, but how do you police that? And that's what this is. Yeah. Thank you. I think we're good, right? Stop. Give maybe back to the MC.
It's off.
Check. A huge congratulations to Team Indrajal for this beast ready to rock us. And now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Once again, can we all please put our hands together as a congratulations to Team Indrajal. We're really proud. Our nation is definitely proud to have the Indrajal Ranger. Thank you so much to all the media partners. We would now request you all to kindly take the videos and pictures. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. The lunch is ready. We would request you to kindly join us for the lunch. Thank you, everyone. This is your MC Chanchal signing off. Mic session off. We would request all our media to kindly take your seat. We have the question and answer session happening.
I request the media people to please take seat. We want to begin the Q&A session in the next 5 minutes. I request the media people to please take seat. The press photographers and the press videographers, I request you to please take a seat and be extremely careful.
ఒక చిన్న వినపమండి, మీడియా మిత్రులు దయచేసి కొద్ది క్షణాలు కూర్చోవాల్సిందిగా రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాము. క్వశ్చన్ అండ్ ఆన్సర్ సెషన్, ఎందుకంటే ఈ వెహికల్ కోసం మీరే తెలుసుకోవాలి కాబట్టి దయచేసి కొన్ని నిమిషాలు మీరు కూర్చోవాల్సిందిగా రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం. అలాగే వెహికల్ పైన ఎక్కేటప్పుడు దిగేటప్పుడు కొంచెం జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండాల్సిందిగా రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాము. దయచేసి ఎస్ మీడియా మిత్రులందరూ కూడా yes. Sir, I know you're all super excited. We are really delighted for all your support. But we would also request you to grab your seat for next 5 minutes, sir. ఒక 5 నిమిషాలు. Sir, ఏమీ అనుకోకూడదు. Yes. We have the question and answer session. Our team is ready. Our CEO, Mr. Kiran, is also ready to answer all your questions. Yes. We are ready with the question and answer session. We would request you all to kindly grab your seats.
Bobby, I need the handheld mics so that can be given to the ushers. Okay, so we are all set. Thank you so much to all the media people. We would now proceed towards the question and answer session. దయచేసి ఒక్క 2 నిమిషాలు అందరు కూర్చుంటే మనం చక్కగా క్వశ్చన్ అండ్ ఆన్సర్ సెషన్ చేయొచ్చు. నాకు తెలుసు మీకన్నా ఎక్కువగా నేను కూడా వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నాను ఎప్పుడెప్పుడు దీని దగ్గర నుంచి చూడాలా అని. కానీ మీరు కొంచెం సహకరించాల్సిందిగా మనవి చేసుకుంటూ ఆ క్వశ్చన్ అండ్ ఆన్సర్ సెషన్ కూడా అసలు ఎందుకు ఏంటి అనేది క్వశ్చన్స్కి ఆన్సర్స్ కావాలి కాబట్టి ఒక 2 నిమిషాలు మీరు కూర్చోవాల్సిందిగా రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాము. క్లీనింగ్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఒక నిమిషం కిందకి దిగాలండి.
Can we proceed with the questions?
Yes, we have Mr. Kiran ready to answer all your questions, and we have the questions ready to shoot.
Yeah, can I?
Yes, ma'am. Please proceed towards it.
So I just wanted to know, the recent war had expected challenges of charging of the drones. The recent wars have, shown that that's a lacuna. How do you really take care of that? And US Maritime is exploring on hydrogen cells for drones. And thirdly, the proliferation of technology is a big threat. So how do we take care of all these?
Yes, ma'am, I would say escalation is a continuous problem, especially in the drone industry. It's happening almost every 2 months. So I think fundamentally that's why it's important to build platforms and not a vehicle. So Indrajal Ranger is actually a platform on which you can upgrade systems, and we are actually already working on several upgrades for the Indrajal platform to match up with future problems that might come up. So I would say as drones escalate, so will our systems on the Ranger. But as a platform, the autonomy, the power, the communication, the computing, all of that remains the same, but the sensors and weapons will upgrade to match current drone issues. Hope that answered.
What about the energy and charge solutions? Because recently most of them were facing that kind of a problem.
Yeah.
So is there any facility that it
So
would be
we also are
a
looking.
longevity on that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
We are also looking at capability as a service for some use cases where that system still belongs to us and we are upgrading it, but it is provided as a service to the customer in
Okay.
some cases. Will not
Okay.
apply to all. And that is one way. The other way is, again, like I said, this is a continuous upgradation, and I think one of the things at Indrajal that we are very clear about is that we don't wait for the customer requirement to build something. We build something way before that, right? Way before the customer even understands that this problem is there, we identify it and we build a solution for it. And that's how the company itself is built, and that's where I think our advantage comes from. Because if you take the Indrajal Ranger, it was never something a customer asked us to do. We did it because we understood the problem.
Got
Right?
you.
So.
But are you looking at other technologies? Like I just told you, US Navy Maritime is looking at hydrogen cells for longer endurance.
Yeah,
Is there something, I mean, of course, technology keeps incorporating, but are you looking at other technologies as well?
So we specifically focus on counter drone. So endurance of a drone or hydrogen cell technology itself doesn't apply.
That is for charging.
Yeah, that I mean,
I'm talking about charges.
the way we have designed this particular system, all the equipment put together can actually run without the vehicle starting for about 6 to 7 hours. So it has battery backup built in, which is not just the battery of the vehicle, but it has battery backups built in which can sustain operations for 6 hours without any kind of a so we already are at 6 hours, and I don't think more is required at this stage because these are ground based vehicles, right? So hydrogen cell is not currently a need for us.
All right, thank you.
I'll give the lady in yellow the first answer. Yeah.
Poor Umang.
Yeah, poor Umang.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, I wanted to just ask a very base question, whether the system will be vehicle agnostic or not, as per the need of the various forces, which includes paramilitary. So suppose the army terrain has 3 different terrains, can the vehicle be agnostic?
Yes, the simple answer is yes, ma'am. But however, there are certain specifications, minimum requirements that we expect in a vehicle platform that can handle this kind of equipment load. So it cannot be any vehicle, but it is agnostic.
Umang, yes, of course you can go now.
Yeah, thank you so much. I hope I can just put in 2 penny worth from my side and make myself less poor. Sir, we've seen the vehicle. It's wonderful. 2 years ago, I was there at Indrajal and I wrote extensively about it, and also projected a demand of around 2,000 permanent platforms that might be required. However, now my question is more inquisitive and also comes from a standpoint of what most army commanders might be asking from you. This looks like a fabulous urban vehicle. There are 3-4 queries that I have. What is the heat signature that it gives? The stealthiness. What is the stealthiness of the vehicle? Is it vulnerable to a missile attack? Does it draw an attack from the enemy in case it becomes a part of a mechanized column or a tank column? It can only provide in an Op Sindoor kind of a scenario. A tank missile would have a range of around 5 kilometers, and this vehicle could be picked up the first. Does it have any protection? And what in future do you think, can this system be installed on a tank itself or on a mechanized vehicle which can be well protected by other AD systems? How good is its integration system with the other AD systems, Sudarshan Chakra and others? So these are the critical questions that I have, that all the army commanders as well as in the Air Force and the Navy would be very keen to know. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. I'll answer them one by one. I think fundamentally this particular vehicle does not emit radio frequency like a radar. So it uses passive radio frequency to detect. So that means it is not constantly emitting a radio frequency. That also means that it is very hard for electronic warfare systems of the enemy to detect it, right? It only emits radio signal when it is mitigating, maybe for that few minutes, right? Which can probably pinpoint a location for electronic warfare systems of the enemy. But again, the beauty about this, it's continuously moving. It can be moving at 20 kilometers per hour and the last known location is as good as useless, right? So fundamentally, its protection comes from the fact that it is mobile while performing. So any other anti-drone system, any other thing, it has to be fixed, and then it picks up a radar and it's radiating. The second it's radiating, it becomes a target. And for me to move that vehicle from radiating, it may probably takes me 10-15 minutes to pack up everything and quickly move. So that is where those challenges might come. For the preemptive defense of this vehicle is the fact that it is mobile while it is performing, right? Now when it comes to tanks and armored vehicles, these are 100 crore assets, right? The kind of system we would deploy on a tank, whether it's a new tank, whether it's a BMP-2, whether it's a T-70, T-90, it depends on that tank. Most of the new tanks like T-90s will come with active protection system, right? This can be a small part of the active protection system, but it cannot completely protect the tank, right? So armored vehicles, each one of them have their own systems, which we are already working on in our R&D side of it. So maybe when that is ready, we will launch that too. But as of today, it's in R&D, right? For tank-based systems, because the fundamental requirements are very, very different. So I think that was that all, or did I miss something?
Most of it, sir. But I just wanted to know that since this is mobile platform, some amount of stealth is lost as well, as far as in comparison to a permanently deployed system, which can be well concealed and can be in a dugout platform. So once this moves with its lights on in a border area, does it give out some kind of stealth, or it does not give out any kind of stealth if it is part of a larger army column or something like that, which is moving towards the border?
Absolutely. I think fundamentally we are talking about detecting something 5 to 7 kilometers out, right? So and that is where there is no inkling of have the vehicle, where the vehicle is and where the challenge is, because in 5 kilometer distance there's no way of knowing that I'm going to go in this direction or that direction, right? And I might not even go that far, but point is I am detecting already 5 to 10 kilometers out. So stealth against terror groups is not really a challenge, but the reason why we put that light and why we put everything is because we do want to put fear. Fundamental is, like any police force, why is the police force shown is because there is a certain fear angle to it, right? And once this passes by a village, the village also is lot more careful about everything. So I would say that the plus of not being stealth in this case is its advantage, right? And this is the common trait across patrol vehicles. If you look at defense capable, they are meant for stealth because they are sitting in one location, they are trying to protect. But patrol vehicles always put a flamboyant reminder that we are watching you, right? Don't think that you can get away with this, right? So there is a fundamental psychological warfare there that happens.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We have a gentleman from Defense Detective Alok, please.
Please.
हाय सर, मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि क्या ये नेटवर्क वॉरफेयर के लिए रेडी है या आप इसको प्लान कर रहे हैं कि लाइक आई पुट 4 of these vehicles, they can communicate with each other or anything else?
Absolutely, great question.
So even our first initial, we have designed it in such a way that you have central monitoring of every vehicle and its detection range, right? There's central monitoring that happens for every detection, every mitigation. All that data is centrally monitored and captured, number one, right? Number two, it is interoperable with other systems. So we cannot assume we are the only company that is going to do anti-drone systems, right? There will be a range of Indian companies that are going to do anti-drone systems, right? So interoperability becomes a key. So we, as a platform player, we have ready APIs for interoperability with other forces and so on and so forth. And coming down to the future of this space, like Sudarshan Chakra, I think this will be one of the components in a overarching counter drone system that is going to be countrywide. So I think we were also discussing this yesterday, sir, that that fundamentally Home Ministry has to put some regulation to unify these systems. Same with Defense Ministry, because otherwise there will be a lot of fratricide on both sides of this equation, right? Yes, so to answer it simply, yes, we are ready. Actually, we are leading it. I wouldn't say we are ready. We are leading this effort, saying that it has to be interoperable, it has to be unified. That's when the real effect of these kind of systems will come into play.
We have a question from the journalist from Anand Bazar Patrika.
Congratulations, Mr. Khan, once again.
Thank you.
मेरा सवाल ये है, क्योंकि इस तरह के जो व्हीकल हैं और आपने जैसे खुद बताया कि हमारे इतने लंबे बॉर्डर्स हैं, अब बहुत सारी गाड़ियों की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी इस तरह की रेंजर्स की. कितना प्रोडक्शन आप देखते हैं कि कितना कर पाएंगे, एनुअली आप कर पाएंगे इस तरह के व्हीकल्स का? दूसरा सवाल इसी से जुड़ा हुआ है कि जैसे आपने बताया कि टेस्ट हो चुके हैं इनके, किस तरह का रेस्पॉन्स से आप देखते हैं कि बीएसएफ को, इंडियन आर्मी को या स्टेट पुलिस को आप देना चाहेंगे? और जस्ट वन मोर क्वेश्चन, बिकॉज वी आर मीटिंग फॉर द सेकेंड टाइम. 2 years बैक वी हैड मेट ड्यूरिंग द लॉन्च ऑफ इंद्रजाल. मेरा सवाल उससे जुड़ा हुआ भी है कि उस तरह उसका रिस्पांस कैसा रहा, किन किन को आपने वो अब तक सप्लाई किया हुआ है, कहाँ कहाँ पर इस्तेमाल उस इंद्रजाल काउंटर ड्रोन सिस्टम का हुआ है? थैंक यू.
So I'll answer in the reverse format. So first, I think our wide area systems are today deployed for the Indian Navy and the Indian Army, primarily to protect key bases in the western border and eastern command for the army. And these are also fully autonomous wide area systems, and they have been deployed from Op Sindoor time. And they're growing in their own, wide area systems are growing in their own format, right? So now that is a proven and tested mechanism which is going from high value assets. Any high value asset like a port or oil and gas refinery, we are already deployed and they're currently running, and these are systems that are running 24/7, 365 days a year, right? So that means that there is no sleep time for these systems, but they are deployed. The second question you had, sorry, could you remind me again? I lost track of that.
What is the response of the armed forces of the state police regarding this Indrajal Ranger?
So the Indrajal Ranger has been, again, like I said, it's somewhere we have jointly collaborated with them over the last 3 months. Maybe they are not the last year, but in the last 3 months we are working hand in glove with the armed forces, right? Because that's when you know the product works or doesn't work, right? Fundamentally the product has to work first, right? And prove result, right? And then we will be able to design better, right? So yes, we are working with most of the, with primarily the paramilitary. Now when it comes to military, I would say that we will have to do a lot more changes to what is here to be inducted into the military because of various other challenges, how military looks at its challenges, right? So I would say that this is primarily designed, as you see it today, designed for paramilitary, right? Not really for the military, but we will have variants as we go forward, especially the interceptor side of it, they will be interested, but that requires a different variant of the vehicle. So, but well received. I don't see, I think the fundamental challenge remains, and
it is a proven, it's already proven on the border, and we have results and trial reports that shows its capability, and that's why I think now inducting it into the paramilitary will be fundamentally easy, and we are already working on with various with the Punjab police, with BSF. We are working with various paramilitary already on this.
Any more questions? May I also remind this audience that the access to lunch is directly proportional to your curiosity and inquisitiveness to know more.
So,
yes.
So I've got 3 questions. Number one, when it comes to electronic warfare, are we looking at some sort of defensive measures in this system? Number 2, when it comes to defensive measures against electronic warfare attacks. Yeah. Number 2 is when it comes to kinetic kills, how many such kills could be executed without needing resupplies? And number 3, why did you not consider conventional munitions, which may be much more cheaper and have in some cases proven some sort of effectiveness?
So munitions typically are a military use case, right? And when we take urban and border, I don't see that kind of usage of munitions, right? Fundamentally because again, the kind of drones that we are trying to tackle, off the shelf do-it-yourself drones, and not really military grade loitering munitions or other kinds of drones that we are fighting with this system. As Indrajal, we have a much bigger gamut of technology and solutions, product lines. Now when it yeah, sorry, could you repeat the second one?
The second part was what sort of defensive measures have been put in place against electronic warfare attacks?
Yeah, so this is, like I said earlier also, it's a passive detection system. So electronic warfare of the enemy will not be able to detect accurate location on this unless it is mitigating. The only time where it can detect it is when it is mitigating. Now, third question you asked about the interceptor. In this case, mostly the interceptor will be used to view and follow and chase rather than kill. So it's fundamentally it launches and it goes and gives me a view from the top so that it can chase the enemy drone and know where it is landing rather than kill. So that's the use case. So the reloading and these drones, the launcher drones, are expensive. So it also comes to economics, saying that what am I killing? And if it's a drone that doesn't even have a package, it's just some other drone, I don't even want to kill it because my drone that I'm launching here is more expensive than that drone, right? So economics play a huge role in this space. Yeah. Yes, it does fly beyond visual line of sight.
Actually, my question is that futuristically, do you see an application for this in operations with the Navy and the Air Force with not this platform, but platform which is a naval, and you see them on top of helicopters, you see them on top of, the smaller launch vehicles of the, like small boats.
Yeah.
So is something like that in the offing you could be thinking of?
Ma'am, I did not get the...
You didn't get the grasp.
Yeah.
See, basically when we go to various shows,
Right.
we see futuristic counter-drone technology,
Yes.
where the vehicle is not a land systems vehicle.
Yes.
The vehicle is either an air vehicle, like a chopper, or a boat, or a underwater system like a submarine, and they have counter drones on those.
Right.
So can that be a futuristic planning for Indrajal as it moves ahead?
Yeah, I would say is a helicopter,
Yeah.
right? And it's very hard to protect it because you cannot launch anything upwards, right? And it's very easy to come from top down onto an helicopter.
That's why you need research for it.
Yeah. There's a lot, and there's like so much about electronic interference and existing system interference. So definitely a lot of R&D. It's a definitely R&D subject, right? But land systems fundamentally, like I said, infrastructure like power, communication, and electronic interference is low, which is why land systems will be much more proliferant in the systems. But air systems, I think still there is a lot of time and space.
And naval systems?
Naval systems, we are working on ships, right? And again, Navy, that's each ship is an extremely complex piece of electronic hardware. And I would say that even our R&D, we started like maybe last month, and it'll take 1 year before we can actually say that this system will be able to protect a ship, right? And ships already have a lot of defense systems, especially the naval ships. So fundamentally, we are helping them in the ports, but the ships are going to take some time. They already have reasonable defense systems, but they are not ready for asymmetric warfare like spider web, right? Which is coming from the port into the ship, right? So that kind of things which we are working with them, but it's still nascent stages, I would say.
And commercial ships for anti-piracy operations like you see in the...
Yeah, that will be a great use case, but we haven't touched anything as of yet. Thank you.
Can we have the mic, please? A moment, ma'am, we would request.
Yeah, I just wanted to know that what happens in case of losing the target and causing a collateral damage. Is there a possibility to prevent that kind of problem?
Collateral damage is better than the real damage. I always say this.
No, I was talking in terms of civilian areas versus the border areas.
Which is why we have the 3-step process. If I can cyber take over this, I'll do it. If I can't, then I'll soft kill. And soft kill might have collateral damage, and hard kill might have bigger collateral damage, but it depends on the threat and how we...
They're saying, so while I'm not part of the team, but I must just caution that we are decades behind China, right?
Okay.
Fighting zone and other zones are shifting to a different terrain. Actually leapfrog to Chinese.
In the China topic, I have a point which is might not be technically right, but fundamentally their capacity of manufacturing a scale is so high, but it is in no comparison, right? I'm just saying that we have to play to our strengths versus they to theirs.
General Saab, we just got a call from South Block for you making that.
Yeah, hi.
Sorry.
This is Uma Sudhir from NDTV. I have a question on behalf of Mr. Ravi from Namaste Telangana, who is asking about if there are multiple drone attacks, will a single vehicle be able to handle it? If there are multiple drones in the range of this vehicle, will they be able to handle it simultaneously? And second, you are as of now uniquely positioned in this space. How is the armed forces or the navy or the defense looking at this vehicle? Are you already going to be operational talks? What is the status?
Yeah. So the second mitigation system which I was talking about, which is a soft kill, that basically kills everything in the 2 kilometer radius. So the cyber takeover is a very pointed attack, right? So if even in an airport it is safe, because whatever one drone I want to catch, I can catch it. Versus the second one, which is soft kill, in the 2 kilometer radius, if there's any drone, it will crash, right? So even if they're friendly drones, all of them will crash. So even if the 50 drones are coming in, all of them will crash. So the second layer of mitigation has that capability to stop a swarm attack on this particular.
Your multiple drones go out and crash them physically?
No, it uses. So if 20 drones are coming, all of those drones will depend on navigational systems, right? So we disrupt the navigational systems and give it a mechanism in which those drones will crash, all of them. We don't launch anything, but it's electronic warfare to kill those drones. But number of drones in the second layer doesn't matter, because in that 2 kilometer radius, kill everything. While the flip side of this is collateral of your own friendly drones, but it stops from an attack. Now, in terms of how is this received? Everybody has been waiting for the launch so that we can actually go demonstrate and take this further to most of the border areas, as well as, so fundamentally, again, armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force is a different story, but police, BSF, all of these are primary market for this vehicle.
And like you mentioned, this has a 10-kilometer range.
Detection.
Detection range and 15,000-kilometer border. So you expect that multiple.
So this detection will work where with this system will work very well where close to important villages, right? There are important points at which the border they know. The rest of the area we are also working on larger scale, right? And this is still a controllable system, basic movement, right? So that's the idea.
We'll take one last question from Sangeeta Saxena from Aviation and Defense.
One question here and then go for it.
Yes, sir. Hello, this is Prakhar Dikshit from Defense Matrix.
Yeah.
First of all, congratulations on the launch. It's a fantastic platform and we have high hopes from it. Most of the questions that I had lined up for you, you have already answered it, so I won't take much of your time. I just wanted to know a few questions for you. Basically, is this system designed for low RCS drones, like they are slow moving drones that can evade radar systems? Secondly, how does this system differentiate from the ones which are already in service across the world, like at the global stage? And thirdly, most importantly, I guess no one has raised this question, like given its reliance on AI, what safeguard does it have against the cyber threats that we have currently in place in our world today? And last question.
Let me answer them because by the time you have other question,
Yeah,
I
sure.
forget what the first
Sure.
questions are, right?
Please.
So let me start with AI, right? The AI, these systems are, so that's the important thing, right? This is not depending on processing anywhere else outside or through a network, right? All the processing power, communication capability, everything is in the vehicle. So that way it's a cut-off system. There is no way for outside systems to come take control of it. It might be sending data outside, but by default it's a cut-off system from the internet. It's not on the internet. So that way your cyber threats are substantially reduced to begin with, right? Let me get the other
differentiator thing, like
the differentiator is, like I said again, this is the only vehicle that today you don't need to switch off your counter drone system to move the vehicle. All other vehicles you have to switch off your counter drone system, move it to next location and switch on counter drone system, right? So fundamentally it's a fundamental difference, right? And hence why we named it patrol vehicle rather than a
So you're saying
vehicle
not
mounted.
even US or like countries like Russia, China have it right now?
I mean, have you heard of a drone police vehicle? Anti-drone police vehicle yet in the world? At least in my online research though, it is not there, right? Because people haven't reached that thought of saying that we need police vehicles, police need to buy it, and because for example this area is a red zone of the law. The law is there, so but people don't until a few incidents happen, that law will not be taken seriously. So these vehicles are, like I said, lightweight urban scale vehicles. So third question saying that it primarily focuses on commercial drones and off the shelf drones, like that one. Which and recently there was one where there was a movie that I think SS Rajmouli's movie, which was pirated. Some drone came in, took all the footage and put it online. Now they are looking for a vehicle to be like, I'll rent it daily for my whole shoot of 60 days. So you can't bring a defense vehicle and put it there, so there is a lightweight vehicle required. So
basically it's currently it's not designed for like border deployment areas and areas
Urban.
like where
Urban
it's heavy security areas.
Urban cities, yeah. So
one last question, like we haven't you haven't addressed it, like what is the cost profile of this one unit basically, if we talk about it?
Don't ask trick questions. I will tell you right after this one-on-one. How about that?
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have one last question from Sangeeta Saxena from Aviation.
So, no, I wanted to ask that in India, since your target market is India, what are the regulatory hindrances that you're facing to launch such a vehicle? What are the legal, points which have come up? And also an important factor that they have vehicles which were showcasing for the police a counter drone system. Now, in such cases, do they also have a friend and foe system, which makes it a little above your technology? So I just wanted to understand that putting a friend and foe system is not a great challenge, or is it for you? Is it a challenge?
So I'll answer both the questions, ma'am. The first one, the regulator, it fundamentally has to approve any such system before it can be sold to paramilitary or whoever it is.
Even
right?
military?
Even no, military defense can buy whatever they want, right? There's no regulatory
So
body
then
for
it's
that. I mean,
not.
they get to choose continuously, and they know that what we are working on, and they support us as much as they can, right? Now, when it comes to the second part, friend versus foe, regulatory body that is required, where you register all the drones, and our system is connecting with that to check whether this ID is registered or not. So it's a much bigger countrywide, nationwide challenge. It is already ready for friend and foe. It's already ready and built in. But without the mother network, we really can't do much of identifying whether this drone is registered and is ready to fly here or not. So that's really the fundamental challenge. Ma'am, and thank you all. I'll take questions one on one after this.
To come on stage for a family picture. General Saab, we request you also to be
I
part
want
of
to talk
that.
to you. Yeah. Come. Thank you.
What's keeping you there? Christmas?
Can we have the brighter smiles, everybody? Please, let's have the.
Everybody say Ranger.
Yes, quick 3 pictures. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. The last one with the brighter smile. 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much, team. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much, General Saab, for joining us. It was indeed a great pleasure having you here. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks to the media for joining us over here for the lunch. Thank you for joining us.
So oil refineries, nuclear power plants, same problem.
Yeah, last question. Very, very simple. What's the cost of this?
What's the cost of this? I will try again.
వెహికల్స్ ఎన్ని రెడీ ఉన్నాయి ప్రస్తుతానికి ఒకటి
ప్రస్తుతానికి ఇది ఒకటే బట్ ఇలాంటి we can deliver order చేస్తే we can deliver within 3 to 4 months. Any number is not a problem. We can deliver maybe 20 to 30 a month.
By the financial year ending at the target.
At the financial end ki we are expecting some maybe 10 to 12 vehicles orders. Yeah. 10 to 12 vehicles by financial year end to deliver.
Price
Of the record. About 9 crores.
9 crores. सर यहीं पर रहते हैं ओके हमें पर बोलने के बाद I'll just take his bite
Bulletin at 2 o'clock for which I need to send very quickly, so therefore I will request you to prioritize.
Okay.
I'll finish